This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. That's how this one ends. A penalty shot in overtime on... okay, first off, what I'm going to say is, you know what? Call the call questionable to give Jack Eichel the penalty shot. Call the call a stupid play by McDavid. Call the call whatever you want it to be called. Because, ladies and gentlemen, straight up, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl should not have still been on the ice at the point that goal was scored. It's straight up as simple as that. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl should not be out being wasted in overtime that much that early into the overtime. We've got other guys capable of doing the job. Let them do the job. Get the job done. I'm sorry. I understand. They're our best weapons. They're the guys that get it done. But you know what? Again, the key. Same thing as on the power play. 45-second shifts. Stop with this minute garbage, okay? This is what's killing me this season. Is the deployment of these two is absolutely terrible. Absolutely god-awfully terrible. And it's terrible to see because, you know what? It's such a simple thing, okay? It's so mind-numbingly simple for the Oilers to solve these problems. You just have to stop running the horses into the ground. But what do we keep doing? Game in, game out. And that's for one of the real big-time first times in this season. Dave Tippett straight up cost us a game. And you know what? Okay, it's worked before. It's the formula. Why are you complaining about the formula? Because, guys, it's getting clear and evident. It's costing us games at this point. You gotta stop it. Again, tonight on the power play, Oscar Klefbom, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid play a minute 45 plus each on that power play for the Oilers, the Marcus Johansson tripping penalty. Well, guess what? That's our only power play of the night, and you get nothing from it because you don't afford guys the opportunity to score goals. You just run the horses, let them have free reign. It don't matter if it go into your own zone 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Just leave them out there and good things are bound to happen. Well, guys, it's just straight up not bound to happen. And that's the frustrating part because, guys, this game was perfectly fine. Yeah, you know what? Lack of intensity after the first period, but that wasn't just from the Oilers. Realistically, yeah, the Buffalo Sabres pushed back, but they didn't push back that hard. Okay, it was not like Buffalo just absolutely dominated, because if they did, they would have scored 5 like the Rangers did. Let's be honest there. But you know what? Realistically, a game the Oilers probably didn't deserve to lose. That's why we lost in overtime, right? Games you don't deserve to lose usually means you didn't deserve to lose in regulation. Instead, here we go, losing in overtime. And, well, yeah, Buffalo gets another win. I'm still shaking my head. That period of overtime just mind-numbing because, realistically, you know what? Like I said, call the call, whatever you want to call it, okay? Call in a 3-2 overtime loss. If you're upset with the call, be upset with the call. If you think the call's right, stick to your guns. If you think the call was questionable, but you know what? It's the NHL, that's the way it goes. John Tortorella fined $2,000 or $20,000 and the NHL can't step up and be the bigger man. Well, you know what? Sometimes you make peace with things at a different time, but you sit here and you look at it this way. It's straight up. It's the deployment of those two. Guys, Connor McDavid couldn't have taken a penalty on Jack Eichel if he wasn't out there a minute 09 into overtime. Fair? Fair? I think that's completely fair. And that's where I'm looking. It's not that I'm looking to deflect the blame of this loss. It's just simply you've got to ask the question. Don't sit here and look at the result and yell about the result. You've got to ask the question, why did the result happen? And that's a lot of people tend to just look at the result and get angry at the result or the physical play. You got to look at the reason the result happened, and it's very clear, is just the bad deployment of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, right? Obviously, you saw that overtime. Not pretty. The Buffalo Sabres drained Draisaitl and McDavid, just skated them around the neutral zone a bit, skated them around their own zone, really did nothing fancy, and then they get a call their way. Like I said, my eyes were glazed over because the phone was dinging with everybody telling me the game was already over before I got a chance to figure out what had happened. But it's tough, right? It's absolutely tough because, again, it's line deployment, mind-boggling under Dave Tippett. And this is not to say, guys, besides that power play and besides overtime, the line deployment by Dave Tippett tonight was A++. Literally, we're in the last minute of the game, and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl aren't out there 2-2 tie. It's Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Yamamoto. That's the weird part. I have my complaints. Yes, I do. But I absolutely friggin' loved seeing Draisaitl, Nuge, and Yamamoto out there in that final minute. What does that tell you? Yamo's earned the trust of the coaches to be on the ice late. That line was brilliant tonight. You know what? They brought the offensive power. That's the secondary scoring line we've been looking for out of the Edmonton Oilers. You know what? Last game, James Neal, Connor McDavid, Zach Kassian, well, you know what? They combined for, technically speaking, outside of the empty net goal of Yamamoto, half the Oilers' goals, or more. Again, box score is not exactly fresh in my head because I only glanced at it about 11:30 on New Year's Eve, and well, let's just not go there. But you get where I'm going, right? Yamamoto's earned the confidence. You've got that line. It's their time to shine tonight, which it was for Draisaitl, Nuge, and Yamamoto. And secondary to that, Draisaitl owns his play and gets the chance to correct it. And that's what you want to see. Yeah, okay. Woo, yeah, oh, Tyson. Suddenly you're talking about deploying Draisaitl late in the game and then Draisaitl starting overtime. That doesn't make sense. Well, you know what? You have to earn your ice time. And in that situation, that line had earned their ice time. What are you going to do? Throw, I don't know, Josh Archibald, Nugent Hopkins, and Yamamoto out there in the final minute? I wouldn't complain. That's a very good line to have out there in the final minute of the game. But again, you know what? You stick together, and this is not the Ken Hitchcock. This is not the Todd McClellan Edmonton Oilers where the lines go in the blender after the opening face-off because I don't know what I'm doing. It doesn't work. But guys, we finally figured it out. That's another thing that I'm really starting to like out of Dave Tippett is he does stick to his guns. I may have my misgivings with him sticking to his guns in a game that cost us a game tonight. But you think about sticking to his guns, keeping Sheehan and Archibald together, okay? Think about that. He's kept them together, and fans were complaining to begin the season. Guys, that was an awful line. That's an awful line. And all of a sudden, we've seen those two become the dynamic duo 2.0. Literally. I'm sorry, if you can't call them the dynamic duo 2.0 because it's copyrighted by Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, you're not having enough fun with hockey. But secondarily to that is the simple fact, my friends, that they are working. The chemistry is there. They've figured it out. They know what they need to do to make each other better. And that's what a team does, all right? A team makes each other better. Winners gather together and find ways to win. Losers gather in small groups and complain about the coaches and management. And you know what? It takes both sides to make the formula work. You can't have management and coaches being crap and expect the team to win. We've seen that enough in Oilers land over the years. Now, you know what? Okay. You know what? Management, coaching staff brings in some guys, gets the job done, sticks by their guns, keeps these guys alive, and you know what? It works, right? Obviously, Marcus Granlund, maybe not afforded every chance, but he gets it going down there in the AHL. You'll see him back here, obviously, right? Then you send down Sam Gagner. But here's the problem. Tonight, all that nice stuff aside, right, is it's just the simple over-deployment of the star players that once again cost us. And that's the frustrating part because you look, right? Sheehan Archibald, that looks great. You've got the Haas-Nygaard line with Chiasson. Man, that line looked pretty good too tonight. They were doing some good things with the sticks and the pucks. And then you've got, of course, Connor McDavid, James Neal, Zach Kassian. You know what? I really like that line because it moves. But then again, you go back to the formula on the power play. You go back to the formula in OT. And guess what bites you? It's not everything else. It's not Mike Smith. It's not the defense. It's not this. It's not that. It's the over-deployment of the stars. Now, all right, let's dial back. Let's get back into regulation here. The Oilers spotted a 2-0 lead early, did the right things. Yamamoto gets his first assist of the year, And, well, absolutely 2 for 2 in games for points so far this season. Sheehan from Archibald and Larson. Larson's second assist of the year, his second point of the year. You like to see it. That got me really excited. Archibald's third assist on Sheehan's fourth goal of the season. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 1 away from 10. He got his 9th tonight. Kyler Yamamoto with an assist, and Leon Draisaitl gets assist number 40 of the season to move to 63 points, I believe. And then this is where it gets really frustrating is, you know what, that Curtis Lazar goal, say what you will on Mike Smith botching that one. I was kind of upset at him, but you know what, realistically, there's not much you can do when those two guys collapse right there and that puck just kind of squirts the way it did. I really still, from the angles I saw, don't understand how that puck directly went in the net through Smith's 5-hole with Lazar angled the way he was. But that's what happens. You've got 4 sticks in about a 5-foot radius of the goalie on one side. Something's bound to happen. It happened for Buffalo. Now, I know you guys are always critical of me when I don't give credit to the opponents. Well, you know what? That happens against Calgary. Trust me, I'm never going to give credit to Calgary, but tonight I will give credit to Buffalo for taking advantage of the opportunities and getting the job done. And it's not like, well, oh my goodness, they absolutely roasted us because they took advantage of the opportunities, because realistically not. As Curtis Lazar taps that one in through the 5-hole, and then you've got Sam Reinhart. This was a gaff goal, and again, guys, I know I say it a lot, and this is just to the point. Anyone who's sitting here thinking Darnell Nurse is the end-all be-all of the Oilers' future decor, please look at that goal. The gaff right there, I understand it. He's going out to make that play. Problem is the recovery. When he sees that puck is faked and not moved, you've got to be a little bit more clear with what you're doing. Instead, it was just a lazy one stride back to the net, and that wasn't good enough. Then again, on the other reverse side, you've got Chris Russell, who should know better to take the man away in front. But that's where you get into this weird complex thing with Victor Olofsson, who happened to be down in the corner. He skirted himself about 2 feet forward. Chris Russell looked away from him, and the goal happened. But that's because Chris Russell wasn't sure if he was getting up, and if Sam Reinhart or the shot got through and got a rebound, it would be Olofsson typically tapping it home in that situation. Now, okay, he didn't get up. Russell, Nurse get burnt because the Reinhart tip goes in. Then again, okay, let's back it up there. Smith tonight, right? Let's talk about Smith because realistically, on a second goal and a penalty shot goal in overtime, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, not cost yourself a game, in which he didn't do. He was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, sure, he goes down with an .885 save percentage, but I've already replayed absolutely everything, right? The first goal, good goal by Buffalo, maybe a bit weak by Smith. One goal when the Oilers score 2 doesn't sink you. No, doesn't. You win 2-1 if Mike Smith only allows that goal. The tip goal, defense breaks down. Darnell Nurse, brain dead again. That's goal on him. So Mike Smith costs 2 goals, but only really allows 1 directly caused by his save position. Now, the third one, we've already discussed that off the top, right, is simply what's going on there. And Linus Ullmark, guys, here's the thing. I like getting the shots on early, okay, don't get me wrong, but in that second period, a lot of our shots were just muffins. And I talked about muffins a lot last year, and to see it again tonight, like, I mean, the Oilers have done a general good job of getting hard pucks on net. There were a lot of muffins in that second period, and really, we didn't have that many shots, so that is a big problem. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. You know who the goal scorers are. You know what's going on. Jack Eichel, once again, scores a goal, gets out ahead, and Connor McDavid again in the battle of the 2015 draft. Oilers outshoot the Sabres 27-26. The reason the Oilers lost is they out-face off the Sabres. Anytime the Oilers out-face off a team, it seems we lose. 1919 the hits. 5 takeaways. Oilers did give away the puck 9-6 over the Sabres, so that is concerning, but it's not the 20-plus giveaways we had games ago. And 9 block shots for the Oilers. Again, Clefbaum dinged up a bit, but hopefully a rest day gets them back in the lineup against the Boston Bruins. Guys, I'm Tyson, this is Stolany TV. The big test coming on Saturday in the afternoon. I will catch you in the next one.